Boker Tov, Chodesh Tov. I know we're a little bit late, but let's do a little bit of Mishlei Perek Chav Gimel, Pasuk Lamed Aleph. The Shlomo Melech is continuing to talk about wine over here, and also compared to the Yetzer Hara. Al tere yain ki yit Adam. Don't look at the beautiful, nice red wine. Ki yitin bakos eno. He puts it into how it flows so nicely into his cup. Yitalech b'mesharim. Continue to go on the straight path. And here on this pasuk, Shlomo Melech is talking about the looks, where often the Yetzer Hara gets us, where, oh my gosh, this looks so good, and then it causes the person to sin. Where when a person sees something he's not supposed to see, that could cause him to sin. And we saw from the original sin of Chava eating from the Etz Hadat and Adam HaRishon, what does the pasuk say? Vatere ha'isha kitov ha'etz lema'achal chita'avahu la'enayim. Look how beautiful the fruit looks. It started with the looks, and that's what got them to go on the way. And what happens is, you have, as he says here, the Gaon of Vilna, dimyonotav hakozavot. What happens is that when you see something, then your mind plays with you in a lying way, where it's like, oh my gosh, look how good this is going to be, look how good this is going to be, and unfortunately it's the bad path. And very often when a person unfortunately does sin, or he does get that, this thing that he's looking at, oh my gosh, it's like when he sins, he feels like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe. Or even if it's not a sin, where let's say it's a food, he's like, oh my gosh, I gotta have that, And you have that, well, okay, it was a food, whatever it was, it didn't live up to its expectation that your mind played, that the Yetzer Hara played with you. So that's something that you have to be careful with. And acharito kenachash yishach. At the end, it's going to be like a snake bite, where you think it's okay, it's a small thing. I'm just going after a lust. What's the big deal? A snake bite, just a small bite, but it could affect, of course, your entire body. Uchtzifoni yafrish. Another example of like a bite of a lizard. Enecha yiruzarot v'libecha yedaber tapuchot. When a person drinks too much, continuing on this topic, your eyes see foreign things, maybe hallucinations, and your heart speaks opposite things. You speak crazy things. So when a person goes in that path, then, as we see the world today, we see like there's so many things in the world, in the news, and they're like, oh my gosh, where has logic gone? Even in one thing of how many genders there are, crazy things like that. Like, where has the world gone? It's because, unfortunately, they've been on this wrong path for so long, then just like a drunk person sees things that don't exist, says things that don't make any sense. That's what, if a person is in the path of Averot, then things that don't make any sense. For thousands of years, our parents had their heads straight, and now all that what they establish, everything is thrown out, and it's because, unfortunately, on the path of Averot, and these things play into their mindset. And the last pasuk for today, Ve'ayita keshochev belev yam uchshochev berosh chivel. That like this, that in the negative sense, it's like you'll be in the middle of the ocean, meaning you could get so caught up with averot, you're like in a certain way, there's like nowhere to go. Like standing or like lying down on the top of the mast of a ship, where there's this, like, you're stuck, like God forbid, a person could go down that path. You get to a point, God forbid, of no return. But on the good side, he explains here, because the pasuk earlier ended with Yitalech v'mesharim, go on the right path. If you go on the right path, you could even be in the middle of the ocean, or you could even be in the middle on the top of a boat, and you still have emunah Hashem, you still have bidachon Hashem, you still know somehow this is for the good, somehow this is kol min hashamayim, somehow things are going to work out good. You could always be on the right path, even if you're in the middle of the ocean, even if you're in the middle of a difficult situation. B'ezrat Hashem, may we always stay on the right path. And these are just various examples of what happens when we're on the wrong path. We think differently, we see differently, our lusts, we follow our lusts, and it ends up being like a snake bite, and it could take us off on the wrong path. To always stay yitalech b'mesharim b'ezrat Hashem. Baruch Amen le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Akash Omer Tzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu lezakot et Yisrael lefichach yibradem Torah Mitzvot Shneimar Adonai Hafetz Mal Tzidko Yagdil Torah ve'yadir.